Hi everybody, welcome to today's story time, and the book that I have today for you is Nick Butterworth, The Whisperer. And I thought I'd share this book with you today, sitting with Hugo and Leo, my cats, because the cat on the front of the book looks to me just like Hugo. And as they're asleep, I thought I could read the story to you about the cats. So we have a little bit of a blurb. Two gangs of cats live in a scrapyard on the edge of the city. When they're not eating or sleeping, they're fighting. And that's just how the Whisperer likes it. He's a rat, and if you can keep the cats going after each other, they'll leave him and his kind alone. So we'll find out what happens with Nick Butterworth, the Whisperer. Cats fighting. I love it. I mean, when they're fighting each other, they're not coming after me, see, or my kind. My kind, well, you could say we're a bit like mice. Okay, a little bigger, but just as cuddly. I'm a rat. Hey, don't go. Listen up. I've got a story for you. There he is with his chain. And the cats are all sitting opposite, having good old fun. Two families of cats, one ginger and one black and white. Did I say families? They're more like gangs. They've been at each other's throats for as long as I can remember. They're rude, they spit, they call each other terrible names, and they fight. They fight like cats all the time. So, imagine my surprise when one night I came across these two. They were weird. I mean, the way they looked at each other, the way they were talking. It wasn't fighting talk. Oh, Amber, your eyes gleam brighter than the stars. Oh, Monty, your words are like poetry. Have some fish. Fairest Amber, I have feasted on your beauty, and I couldn't eat another thing. And there is Amber. What was the other one? Amber and Monty. And they're the cats, and they're having a nice special dinner together. Stars, poetry, fish. What was all that about? What had got into them? Suddenly I knew, and it was love. Oh, Amber, oh, Monty, yuck! This was bad. These two were the son and daughter of the rival gang leaders, and the gangs would have been told. Just one problem. How? Ooh. There was only one way, the whisper. It's the best. Better than shouting, better than a letter, better than anything. Everybody hears a whisper. But don't they see the Whisperer? It's beautiful. I began to whisper through the drain pipes, through the thin walls, into the right ears, and my whisper ran wild. So son and daughter of the rival gangs. It worked. The gang leaders called an emergency truce. For just 1 hour, they agreed to all stop fighting so they could deal with this love business. The love cats were made to stand before the gangs, and old Ginger Tom spoke first. He was serious. That's them all having their meeting for the gang. This is a disgrace, he said. You have betrayed yourselves and your families. Then up spoke one-eyed Flossie. I hate to do it, she said, but I have to agree with this old fleabag. Now you must choose. Go back to your families, see each other no more, and we will forget all about this dreadful business. Oh dear. But if you refuse, old Tom butted in, you will be banished to return. Sorry, you will not be allowed to return unless you promise not to carry on in this shocking way. I was just going to say that, said Flossie. Flossie growled. And there they are with their meeting, telling everybody what they have to do. I don't know which one's Monty and which one's... oh, I've forgotten her name already. Was it Flossie and... Amber? Amber, I think, might be the orangey one because the amber colour's a bit like a ginger colour. This is just too hard, Amber said. Her voice was all wobbly, like she was going to cry. We can't do it, said Monty. If we must choose, then we choose to go. Yes, oh yes, hip hip hooray. Goodbye, my lovey-dovey friends, and good riddance. So there's Monty and Amber ready to go. They've decided they're going to go together. Well, after that, it was back to business as usual. For quite a while, things between the two gangs were good. Were as good, but I mean as bad, as I could ever remember. Lovely. Then one freezing winter's night, something terrible happened. They came back. Suddenly, they were at the yard's gates, pulling an old box behind them. There they are, pulling the box. I wonder what could be inside the box. Straight away, the two of them were surrounded by cats, hissing, murmuring. Old Tom and Flossie pushed their way through. We'll take it, Flossie purred. You have come back because you realise that you need your families. Good. Then she snapped. Now you must separate. Go back to your families, hang your heads in shame. We do need our families, said Monty. But before you force us to separate, there is something that you should see. Suddenly, a flap on the box moved. Then out came 4 of the ugliest cat brats you have ever saw. 2 gingers and 2 blacks and whites. These are our babies, Amber said, and they need their families too. The gangs gasped. And here's the picture of the babies. You see there's 2 black and white and 2 of the ginger and white. Old Tom smiled, but wasn't laughing. This is no problem, he said. These little beauties will go to their mother's family with her. And these black and white muggies will go to their father, to his lot. So that's easily settled. The cats are wondering, is that a good idea or not? Not really, said Monty. The box flap moved again. Then, yuck, there was another one. But it wasn't ginger, and it wasn't black and white, or maybe it was both. All 3, just kind of stripy. We have 5 kittens, Amber said, and this is Tiger. And there's Tiger, he's got the stripes and he's got the colours. And there's, now is that, I don't know if that's Mummy and Daddy or the leaders of the gangs and the little tiger. It was the first time I've ever seen Flossie or old Tom lost for words. Speechless they were. Amber picked up the one she called Tiger and held him close to them both. Say hello to your Gran and Grandad, Tiger, she said. So that's the tiger and the Gran and Grandad. I'm worried, They've called a truce while they sort things out, this tiger business. But what if they get used to not fighting? Or worse, what if they come after me and my kind? No, those dumb old cats won't change. I'll lie low, I'll get whispering and I'll be fine, don't you think? But what about those cat brats? I've got a bad feeling about them. If they get on to me, hey? There again, that's some of the gang just playing cards and doing their own thing. Do you remember they were quite terrors, the gang? So the rats had a think about it, looked at those cat babies and decided, I'm gone. Decided not to stick around. And what does it say at the end? Oh, it just says, dedicated to Archbishop Desmond Tutu, a pussycat and a tiger. So it's a very famous person, Desmond Tutu. So The Whisperer, that was the book. It was quite an interesting book because it was written in the style of the rats telling the story, whereas he's here, and the cats and what went on with them. So I thought that was a really good one. So thank you for sharing that. And Hugo and Leo haven't woken up through it, so they must have enjoyed the story too. It's kept them asleep, nice and snoozy. So Nick Butterworth, The Whisperer. I'll see you again soon for another story. Take care. Bye for now.